The first thing he felt was heat, raw, humid, and alive. The kind of heat that wrapped around your lungs and whispered you didn't belong. The second thing was weight. Immense pressure on his chest. A boot? No. Something worse. His eyes snapped open. She stood above him. 9 feet tall. Bronze skin kissed by suns he'd never seen. Muscles carved from survival, hair braided with feathers and bone, and eyes, those piercing, gold-ringed eyes stared down like he was a challenge, not a man. "Don't move, male," she said. Her voice was thunder and silk. "Or I'd break your ribs." He blinked. Okay." She looked confused, then angry. Her gaze slid down his body. Not in desire. In evaluation. Like a predator measuring prey. The jungle behind her pulsed with alien sounds, chittering cries, low drumbeats in the distance, and the sharp howl of something that had no name in any Earth language. He gulped. "Where am I?" "You fell from the sky. A trespasser." "A test?" Her tone faltered. Not fear. Curiosity. A single brow arched. "You are not like the others. Too small. Too soft. Yet not afraid?" "I'm afraid," he admitted, his voice dry. "Just hiding it well." She studied him for 1 heartbeat longer, then lifted her boot. He gasped and rolled to his side, coughing. The pressure on his ribs had been real. Bruising, maybe fractured. She offered no hand. "I am Viraya," she said. "Of the Velshan Matrika. Warborn. Blood-honored. Chosen of the right." He didn't know what that meant. "I'm Liam," he said. "Of Ohio." Her head tilted. "Ohio," she repeated slowly, like it was sacred or foolish. Silence stretched. She crossed her arms. Her armor was minimal, bands of leather and shining scales over places he tried hard not to look. But she knew he was looking. And she let him. Like it was part of the test. "This land," she said, "is ruled by strength. You are weak. The tribe will not let you stay unless." "Unless?" he asked, heart now beating faster. "You pass the trial of flesh." Her tone was dead serious. "You must strike and claim. Or be claimed. That is our law." "Strike what?" His stomach turned. "Claim who?" She stepped closer. He had to tilt his head back just to meet her eyes. "Me," she said. The words hit harder than her foot had. Liam stumbled back. "Wait. What? Why you?" "Because I stopped the others from taking you already." "That makes you mine to test?" She walked in slow, deliberate circles around him now. "They wanted your body. I want your worth." His voice shook, unsure if he was terrified or turned on. "This is a lot." "Then run," she said, eyes narrowing. "We will chase. And when we catch you—" He interrupted. "I'm not running." A flicker of something, respect? Heat? Hunger, flicked through her gaze. "I do not want a coward," she said. "Good," he replied. "Because I don't want a captor." That made her smile. Not soft. Sharp. Dangerous. Interested. She reached out fast. Fingers around his neck, not squeezing, just holding. Feeling his pulse. His breath hitched. "No fear," she murmured. "You're shaking, but not begging." "I like that." The moment stretched. The air between them sizzled with tension. She leaned in, lips close to his ear. "At sundown, the trial begins. You will hit. Or be hit. You will take. Or be taken. We do not lie here. Only act." And then she stepped back, turned, and vanished into the thick foliage with feline grace, leaving Liam alone, breathless, and half aroused, half terrified. The jungle roared around him. Behind him, shadows moved. Watching. Waiting. His fate, it seemed, wasn't survival. It was dominance. Or extinction. Liam stood at the edge of the ceremonial pit, heart pounding, muscles aching from the endless jungle heat. Around him, Giant women gathered, their painted skin glowing under torchlight, their eyes hungry, not just with curiosity, but expectation. They chanted in a language he didn't know, but the tone? It was primal. Rhythmic. Erotic. Across the pit stood Viraya, now dressed in something far more ceremonial and revealing. Her body shimmered with oils and symbols painted in gold, her long braids coiled with feathers that moved with her breath. But her expression? Stone. Warrior. Judge. You may still run, she said loud enough for all to hear. No shame and fear. Your world is not ours. Liam clenched his fists. I didn't come this far to back down, the tribe murmured. Several women chuckled, some with approval, others in open mockery. One of them licked her lips. Another growled low in her throat like an animal. Then the drums began. Boom. 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 And Viraya stepped forward. She circled him slowly, her bare feet silent on the red earth. Her voice was low, but every syllable was sharpened with heat and ritual. This is not a fight, she said. It is a claiming. Show your spirit. Touch with intent. Strike with hunger. Do not break me. Impress me. He looked up at her, towering and powerful, yet so beautifully human in her defiance and strength. Her skin was warm bronze, pulsing with light. She smelled like wildflowers and danger. I don't want to hurt you, he said honestly. Then you'll lose, she whispered. She struck first. Not a punch, but a palm to his chest, shoving him back. Hard. Liam staggered, caught his footing, and growled. Not in anger. In challenge. He lunged, not to hit, but to grip her waist. She twisted, almost laughing at his boldness, but he didn't let go. He held her, eye to eye, face to face, body to body. Is this the trial? He asked, breathing hard. Or are we both pretending we don't feel it? Her smile died. You know nothing of what I feel, she said, stepping back, only an inch. So he reached out, slowly, fingertips grazing her bare side. Just a brush of contact, nothing forceful. And Viraya shivered. Her eyes widened. Her jaw tightened. She slapped his hand away, but not before every woman watching saw it. The gasps weren't subtle. You dare touch me like that? She hissed. You let me, he said. Something cracked in her gaze. Not anger. Not yet. Confusion? Conflict? Something buried deep and trembling in the roots of her bloodline. You were supposed to strike, she said. I did, he whispered. Right where it counts. She turned away, but the ritual was broken. Not by violence, but by vulnerability. The others murmured. This wasn't how the trial was supposed to go. He hadn't taken her with force. He had touched her with feeling. Now they were both in danger. A deep voice rang out from the circle. A taller, older woman stepped forward, matriarch Kalia, Viraya's mother, by the look of her. This trial is tainted, she said coldly. The male has poisoned the ritual with emotion. And the warrior has allowed it. I did not, Viraya started. Kalia raised a hand. Silence. You trembled. We saw it. He touched you, and you trembled like a bondmate. Gasps again. Viraya's face went pale under the paint. That is not possible, she said. But she didn't sound convinced. Liam stepped forward. What does that mean? Bondmate? The matriarch eyed him with disdain. It is a sacred bond, born once every century if that. A soul thread. A biological call. It is not supposed to happen with an outsider. Not with a male. Not with you. Liam's heart thudded louder than the drums. And then chaos. 3 warriors stepped forward, weapons drawn, not toward him, but Viraya. She is compromised, one snarled. She must forfeit her place in the tribe. No! Liam stepped in front of her, fists up. You're not touching her! Viraya's hand gripped his shoulder. Fool! She muttered. You just made it worse. He looked at her, fire in his chest. You trembled, he whispered. She looked back. I know, she said, voice barely audible. And now I don't know if I want to fight it, or fall. She was ordered to break him. He dared to love her. Now they both must choose, obey the law, or fight an entire planet for each other. The night was not silent. The jungle pulsed with sounds, creatures screaming in the dark, tribal drums echoing far from the fire pit, and the sound of Varaya's heavy breath, pacing inside the sacred tent like a caged goddess. Liam sat quietly near the center, rubbing his bruised ribs. But it wasn't the pain that hurt the most. I messed everything up, he said, voice low. No. Her voice cracked like lightning. I did. She turned to him, shadows dancing across her skin. Her warrior armor was half off, discarded in frustration. Her body gleamed in the torchlight, beautiful, dangerous, conflicted. I was supposed to dominate you, she said, fists clenched. Claim you? Or cast you out. That was the law. You still can. She stopped. Turned slowly. I can't. And that's the problem. Liam stood now too. Face to face, chest to chest, her body towering over him, but her gaze finally at eye level emotionally. No war mask. No tribe watching. Then let's run, he said. Leave the tribe. Leave the planet. I'll find a way. She let out a hollow laugh. You don't understand. The bond you triggered? It's not just in the heart. It's in the blood. In the soul. If I leave, my body will suffer. We're not built for love. We're built for biological unity. Once triggered, it demands connection, or we die slowly. He blinked. You mean? I'm addicted to your presence now, she said, voice shaking. And I hate it. His stomach twisted. Why? Because I don't want to need anyone, she snapped. Needing is weakness. And weakness gets your sisters killed. Silence. Something shattered behind her eyes. A memory she didn't want, but couldn't hold back. I was supposed to be a protector. My younger sister failed her trial. She ran instead of fighting. I broke tradition and begged mercy. They exiled her. She never came back. And now. She looked down at Liam, tears threatening the corners of her eyes, but never falling. She would never let herself cry. I feel the same urge she did. To walk away. To choose softness over steel. To choose you. Liam stepped forward slowly, heart wide open. Then choose me. I can't, she whispered. But her hand lifted. Trembled. Reached his face like it was burning to touch him. Their skin met, forehead to forehead, breath mingling, hearts racing. Say it, he begged. If this bond is real, say it. I don't want it to be. That's not what I asked? She looked into his eyes. And for one moment, the fierce warrior vanished, and the woman emerged. I feel you, she whispered. In my chest. In my blood. I crave you, Liam. But the others, they'll come for you. He didn't care. I'll fight. They'll kill you. Then I'll make them bleed first. She blinked. That fire in his voice, it didn't come from strength. It came from devotion. From something no tribal rulebook could train. You are the softest male I've ever seen, she said. And the strongest soul I've ever known. Then, a sound outside. Shouting. Marching. The tribe was coming. They've chosen exile, she said. For both of us. What do we do? He asked. She turned, grabbed her blade, and stepped to the flap of the tent. Her silhouette in the firelight was pure legend. We do what humans do, don't we? He stood behind her. What's that? We make them regret thinking we're prey. And as she stepped out into the night, Liam followed, hand in hers, heart pounding like a war drum. Tonight, love would bleed. And maybe, love would win. He entered their world as prey. Now they kneel before him, not out of fear, but because love rewrote their oldest ritual. The jungle roared with the sound of war. Torches blazed. Drums thundered. Giant shadows surged between the trees as Varaya and Liam stood back to back on sacred ground now turned battlefield. Above them, the moons of Velshan bled silver and red. "She's broken the bond law!" the matriarch shrieked, her voice slicing through the night. "She sides with a male! An outsider!" Varaya didn't flinch. Her blade was raised, eyes locked forward. But Liam? He didn't have a weapon, just resolve. "They want me dead," he said, breath short. "You can still give me up. I already chose you," she said. "And once a Velshan warrior chooses, she fights to the last breath." Footsteps approached. Spears glinted. 3 warriors charged. Varaya moved like a storm, steel, grace, fury. Her blade danced. Limbs fell. But one spear curved low, heading straight for Liam. Instinct took over. He dove, grabbed it midair, flipped the shaft, and drove it straight through the attacker's thigh. A howl echoed. Blood hit the dirt. Even the matriarch hesitated. Liam rose, chest heaving. "I don't need to be a giant," he shouted. "I just need to be enough for her." And in that moment, something changed. The bond between them didn't just hum, it glowed. A light poured from their chests, visible now, ancient and biological, undeniable. One of the older warriors dropped her weapon. "I saw this once before," she whispered. "Long ago. The bond of flame." Matriarch Kalia turned, shaken. "Myths. Old lies." "No," the elder said. "Truth buried in fear." More warriors stepped back. Confusion spread like wildfire. Varaya lowered her blade. Liam stepped forward, his voice calm. "You built your tribe on dominance. But what if you were wrong? What if it was never about hitting or claiming? What if it was about feeling who's worth fighting for?" Silence. Even the jungle held its breath. Varaya looked at her mother, then at the tribe. "I trembled, yes," she said. "But not in fear. I trembled because for the first time, I felt something stronger than tradition." Her eyes locked on Liam. "I felt love." One word. Spoken by a warrior who had never allowed herself to say it. That broke the world. Some wept. Some kneeled. Even Kalia lowered her head, defeated not by force, but by truth. "The law is broken," she whispered. "No," said Varaya, wrapping her hand around Liam's. "The law is evolving." Later, in the quiet of her private chamber, no longer prisoner to ritual or rank, she laid beside him, not as protector or prey, but partner. His fingers brushed her markings. Her breath shivered on his skin. "We're still different," he murmured. "We are," she whispered back, eyes soft for the first time. "But difference didn't stop the stars from colliding and making light." Their lips met, not with hunger, but with reverence. She had claimed him. And he had claimed her. Not through force. Through choice. Epilogue. A new trial would be born, no longer called the trial of flesh. Now, it would be known as the bond trial. Not a battle of bodies, but a revelation of hearts. And it began with one trembling warrior, and one fearless human who touched her soul.